Okay. It works off the principle of as above, so below. So you've got the macrocosm and we're the little microcosms. So at the moment of your birth, the energy patterns in the heavens reflected the energy pattern within you. You're sort of superimposed. And this is a map. And it shows you all your potential, all your resources, show you why you're here, and also all your tests, all your challenges. Once you master these challenges, you go to the next level. Right? So this is the map you were given for this life. This is not who you are, but it's like the roadmap, the script that you've been given to play out. And it's unconscious at first. You don't understand it. So, especially when you're young, and so what we do is we project parts of ourselves onto other people. Like our moon, we'll put that onto mummy. And we want her to play out our security. But do we get that every time? No. You know? So sometimes we get security and sometimes we don't. And we put the sun onto the father, and we might put Saturn on authority figures, and we project parts of ourselves out there and all our conflicts out there, and then we interact with that to discover who we are, because life is a know thyself journey. But sometimes we get so caught up in the drama out there, we lose sight of it all. And astrology is a way to come back to the original map, the original plan. And then through that, you can get more clarity into who you really are and why it's like that out there. Because what's in here, you will recreate out there. And you can do that unconsciously or you can do it consciously. If you do it consciously, it's a lot better. Your level of consciousness. You've seen some babies, when they're born, it's like they've been here before. They were awake. You know? They're really conscious. They don't go through things that a lot of people go through because they're awake. So that level of consciousness they came in with, and it's not, it doesn't matter what the gene story is. You can still have that. And then the other one is astrology, overlays it all too. So, we're going to start with the signs today. The signs, each sign of the Zodiac is made up of different ingredients. Each one is very different, and the universe seems to have an order to it, a pattern to it. So you've got, Aries is the first sign, and that is yang. And then it goes yin, and then it goes yang, and then it goes yin, and then it goes yang, all the way around. So it alternates from yin to yang. And we have fire signs, so we start with Aries, fire, and then 4 signs away, you've got fire again in Leo and Sagittarius. Fire is enthusiasm, energy, spirit. It's like if you've got fire, it either lights up or it doesn't. You know, it catches on or it doesn't. If you have trouble with your fire, oh, sorry, there's plenty of handouts. Just help yourself. Makes life easier. So if you're having trouble with fire, maybe you might burn yourself out or burn other people out. And of course it's important to have a bit of fire, motivation and energy, isn't it? So then the next sign is Taurus, and 4 signs away we've got Virgo and Capricorn. So earth signs are more practical, down to earth. They're more sensual. They like practical behaviour, and they're looking for material security. So if you have trouble with earth, maybe you get stuck in the mud a little bit, a bit too boring. Or if you don't have enough earth, or you're having trouble with earth, maybe you're having trouble with practical reality, dealing with the concrete things in life. Gemini. So Gemini is an air sign, and so is Libra and Aquarius. So that's got to do with the mind, communication, thought, reasoning, being objective. So air signs like to talk, don't they? And they tend to be more social. If you have trouble there, you can get caught in your head, overthinking, worrying, stressing out, stuff like that. Or not enough air, you have trouble being objective, stepping back and looking at things. And then Cancer, and Scorpio and Pisces. They're the water signs. They're more about feeling, emotional. There's a sensitivity there. So, they can be over-emotional or not connected to your emotions. I don't think anybody doesn't feel, but some people have a lot of trouble expressing. You can close down and not feel, but you can be very emotional and close down because you've had enough, But some people, they have trouble accessing their emotions with water. Okay, so that's earth, water, air, fire. And that's an overlay that happens. And then we've got another overlay, cardinal, which starts things, initiates things, fixed and mutable. So let's start with fire cardinal. So Aries is a fire cardinal, right? So it starts fires, and it's probably started a lot of fires. They're the first out the gate. They get things going, initiate things with that fire. Then Cancer is cardinal too. So what happens with Cancer is they see a little, the baby's crying or something, and this emotional impulse in them comes up, oh, I've got to nurture them, I've got to protect them, I've got to look after them. So there's this impulse that starts from them, usually triggered by something out there. Not always, sometimes it comes directly from within. And then Libra, that starts things, it wants to start relationships. So it's like two people in the room, the Libra will probably be the first one to go over and say hi and that, and let's do something together, make a partnership or do something with it. Okay, so they start ideas too. And then Capricorn, it's an earth sign. It's practical. And what's it going to start? It's going to start organising, planning things, structuring things. So that's the cardinal. This is all in your notes through it anyway. So don't panic. Oh. Now, Taurus is a fixed sign. So it goes cardinal, fixed, mutable, right? Because the universe is organised, more so than me. So, fixed earth, what's that going to be like? It's like Taurus's fixed behaviour. It's like once they get on a project and they do something, they just keep on cutting, don't they, Gemma?
Yes, they do.
Yeah, there's this endurance and strength with it. And then Leo is fixed fire. So they have this enthusiasm, they got this project and they put all their energy into it. Boom, boom, boom. You know? And then you've got fixed emotion as Scorpio. So they've got really deep emotions and they have a desire and they're fully obsessed with it. And then Aquarius, they have a fixed idea, you know, that this is how things should be in the future. Let's save the gay whales, and we save the gay whales, but they've still got that in their head. You know? So the next one's mutable. So mutable is adaptable. And if you can adapt to this and that, then that can transform into something else. And then the whole cycle starts again, cardinal, fixed, mutable. So mutable air, Gemini. So their mind wants to go out, know where, why, how, and it skims across, picking up information. You know, it needs to know everything. Mutable earth. So that's Virgo. Practical behaviour, but if you ever watched a Virgo in action, it's like, I'll clean this up, sort that out, I'll do that over there, I'll get that right, and I'll get this in order here. It's like they talk about the ability to handle a lot of things and put them in order. That's very Virgo. And then Sagittarius, that fire, that enthusiasm. So their little arrows are going out everywhere, aren't they? New horizons, new journeys, new possibilities. And then, so I'm running through this fairly quickly. We're going to settle down soon and just take it more calmly, so don't panic. So with Pisces, it's like the water, the emotion, is like it spreads out and they pick up everybody's feelings and what's going on around them. That emotion spreads out and it feels, it identifies with others. Okay? So we got that one. Now we have another layer on top of that. And that's called the night force in the black here, and then the day force. Okay, so the night force is more unconscious, it's collective, social, tends to be more intuitive. And the day force is more conscious, individual. All right? So let's start off at the beginning. So we're going to go around this again. So Aries has come out of the ocean of Pisces. And they don't know who they are yet. They're scrambling up the rocks to find the self. I am. And so they find themselves through the doing. So They're trying to come out of that night force energy and become more conscious through the action. Then Taurus, look, Taurus doesn't have any night force. It's like, I don't need anybody, I can do it myself. So it tends to be more self-sufficient. That's mine. You know? Taurus can share. However, if things get tough and they feel they're not valued, sometimes they can get a bit tight-fisted. So it's all conscious, and Taurus tends to like tangible results, not airy-fairy results, but tangible results. Gemini has only got a little bit of night force there. So it's all day force or mostly day force, and it's in its head, it's rational. Right? That could be a bit tricky, couldn't it? If you've got unresolved stuff, no wonder Gemini can split into two. The Jekyll and Hyde, because the Hyde part is the unresolved night force. We'll go into that a bit further later. So now, we've got Cancer's a water sign, but it's got this night force starting to kick in underneath the surface. And sometimes Cancer doesn't want to, it's like they try and deal with things on the surface, but they've got all these subterranean feelings going on. And if they don't deal with what's under the surface, it eats away at their foundations and creates a lot of insecurity. So when you're doing somebody's chart, you don't have to tell them this part. But I'm telling you this part so you know the ingredients that makes up the science. Okay? It's embedded in it when we get to it, when we put it all together. So Leo's fire sign, energy, spirit, but it's getting a bit freaky out here because the night force is building up. And it's like, oh no, I don't want to slip into the night force. I've got to create, I've got to express. And there's like this urgency to create. It's a bit like the story of Van Gogh. Now Van Gogh, he was slowly going mad. He had syphilis, right? And he was going into the unconscious, and he just wanted to create before he slipped away. And Leo often feels that. Virgo, now we're starting to get more into the social arena, and Virgo's feeling it and starting to freak out a little bit. So there's a bit of anxiety there in Virgo. I've got to get ready, I've got to get prepared, I've got to clean up, sort things out, look after my health, take care of details, be a service, and get ready for the more social arena. And then Libra here, it's the opposite side of Aries, isn't it? Mm-hmm. Aries is I am, Libra is saying we are. So it's half night force, half day force. So it's trying to find the balance between the self and the other. The scales. And then Scorpio, all night force, all unconscious, very psychic, very deep. You know? A lot of the time Scorpio does things instinctually, unconsciously, because they have that connection, and their little psychic feelers go out and they can sense what's going to happen. And then Sagittarius, okay? So look at that, just this little 5% a day force there. So Sagittarius is very intuitive. There's a lot of wisdom with Sagittarius. They know things intuitively and they have a lot of wisdom for everything.